Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Luna's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way.
Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. We've got some Bitcoin pumpage going on. The rally did sustain for at least another day. Could we have more upside? I think so, because of a key level that we pointed out last night. I'll point it out again tonight. Could we be getting a pullback right now? It's possible. I am in a scalp short. We'll see how it plays out. But before we get into the price action, I just want to say I love you all. And thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support, your kindness, your generosity. Your constant giving. Because, believe it or not, the likes, the subs, the chatting, all of that is big. It helps the channel in a big way, but it also helps everybody that streams in a big way. So, I just wanted to say that I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. And let's bring up the Madhouse. Mad love. What's going on? That's not the Madhouse. I picked the wrong winder. Whoopsies. There's the Madhouse. That's a first. What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? Are you doing fine? I hope you are. Alexandra G in the chat, as always. Thank you, as always, for pinning. Oh, it's actually showing the cursor this time. Thank you, as always, for pinning the Discord link in the chat. We do appreciate you so much and everything that you do for us, just out of the kindness of your heart. And, we really are blessed to have Alexandra G in our community. She's an amazing human being. She does so much for absolutely nothing. And yeah, it's amazing. Shout out to you, Ellie G. Who else we got? Rashad. What's going on, Rashad? How you doing? How are you? I'm pretty sure that's Rashad, because I can't read the language. And so, yeah, that's how I know. What's going on, Rashad? Hope you're doing well. The Dusty Hunt. Hope you're doing well. So, yo, number one, what's going on? Smash the like. What's going on? Trade Intuition. What's going on? Bingo and a bango. Put the bingo and the bangos in the chat. Bingos and the bangos. What while you're at it, go ahead, throw some mod queens in there for the mod queen. Alexandra G. I think I might need to start these streams like on Tuesdays at like 10:10 so that Billy Goat Tales is wrapped up. Shout out to Billy Goat Tales. Hope they're all doing well. Wasn't able to make the space tonight again. Softball. So I think that's a good excuse. This is not a sponsor of the show, and I do not recommend. How's going on market, man? Wait, what? Here, time 7 morning. Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying. So we're going to be going over the Bitcoin price chart. We're going to do just a basic overview of pretty much everything. And then after that, we're going to look into some new stuff. At least new for me, that is chart prime related. There we go. So I hope you enjoy. Forgot today was Tuesday. Missed BGTs again. Dang it. Yep. So yeah. Without further ado, hold on. 1 sec. Boo, 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 doo, 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 doo. Here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander at ye here market. Here we go. Boom. Let's go to the daily. Lots of green bubbles. We've got the bubbles up in here. 1 to 100. Can we add more? Or this only does 1 to 100. Can we I have to do like a watch list or something? Okay, so our top gainers were in the 900 to 1000s. There's probably like one in here that like blew up massively. Yeah, look at that. Nulls. NULS, nulls, up 328%. Bongo, up 132%. Stink, up 36.4%. Luna, up 24.4%. Though, if you know, you know. No idea what really any of these are. Most of them looks like we got some gaming and some memes and maybe some other stuff. Let's go to what do you think about the 400 to 500s? We got plus 10%. Zerebro. All right. AXGT. I think I've heard of this one. Anon. Pretty sure I've heard of that one. Goat. Shout out to Billy Goat Tales. Ponke. People. Look, Pump. Pump's only up 22%. Come on, man. Your name is Pump. What are you? Some kind of fraud? Some kind of fraudster? Fraudster frauding the people? All right, so Fartcoin up 15.5%. Where's good old Bitcoin? There we go, up 5.3% on the day. We've got ADA up 10.3%, Algo up 10.4%, Atom up 7.2%, Move up 7.3%. Pretty tame for the top 100, to be honest, which is to be expected. These are higher market caps, and Bitcoin is up 5.3%. And so Bitcoin's going to take a lot of the show. My baby CRV up 15% today. XRP up 6.4%. Doge up 13%. VET up 9.5%. Trying to find ones that I know and that I at least somewhat like. LTC up 6.8%. H bar up 6.6. This is ETH up 13.1%. So it's more than doubling Bitcoin in percentage gains. Now it is coming off of very low lows, so keep that in mind. XDC, that's another personal favorite, up 5.9%. Ondo up 7.2, Tia up 8.6, Solana up 6.6, Monero up 5.2. I like so many of these, and that's probably why they're in the top 100. How are we looking on the weekly? Biggest gainer on the weekly in the top 100 is going to be IMX at plus 53.3%. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Retro Mike Tech crushed it on BGT. There you go. What's going on? RMT, what's going on? Heart. Hope you're doing well. I'm just here for the lovely Alexandra G. Dang. Appreciate it, Retro. But that's okay. I understand. Caspa is actually up 27.7%. So we got some pretty decent gainers here on the weekly chart. Of course, you got your Bonk and your Floki. Fetch is actually up, or FET. Link up 15.6%. So point is, a lot of gainers. Looks good. Everything's looking good. Now, when are we going to crash? That's the question. When are we going to crash? Let's take a zoomed out look. Boston Sucks. Shout out to username Boston Sucks. We all know that Boston sucks. All right, so guys, first things first. We've been talking about this for what, a couple of weeks now. I've been saying first major area that we got to get above is that 89K, 88,740 on the Bybit perpetual chart. So, I said we got to do it convincingly. Well, this is pretty convincing. That is a pretty big move. Go ahead and draw these downward trend. There we go. So yeah, pretty convincing move. That was the first major hurdle. The next one's of course going to be this 95K. But my biggest hurdle, my biggest obstacle for Bitcoin is going to be 96,500. I was getting 97 earlier, 96,500. I guess it'll depend on the exchange. I'm not sure which exchange I was on where it was 97,000, but 96.5, that's more conservative, so I'll go with that one. So, and that's just above this high here. And we can see big volume at that level, and that is where we sold off from. So we've got to be careful if we are to approach it, which I'm leaning towards we're gonna. We've got to be careful. We've got to expect some type of turbulence, potential turbulence, high possibility for a rejection from there. The question would then become, once we get up here, how big is the pullback? I would prefer if we just blasted through it. That I need more convincing. Let me get a blast through that point of control, conviction candle, and then get a back test on top of the point of control. We could even wick down to this high and then continue to the upside. Just looking at basic Elliott wave theory, we could say that we started here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 smaller term time frames. Let's go to the 15. I think, yeah, if we if we're starting an impulse, it started right here. This is where we started our first impulse to the upside. So there's going to be a couple different ways to look at this from an Elliott wave perspective. Let's get all the drawings off and just start this fresh. So this is what I'm looking at. We're going to go with this low here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to push us up to that 95. We'll just say 95 to 97K range. It's going to be where that point of control is. Point of control is at 96,500. So we can go there. And that would complete a 5-wave Elliott wave structure. 5-wave impulse to the upside. Okay? Which we could complete as early as tomorrow if we are to start that extra leg tomorrow. Could be tomorrow. I would imagine it would wrap up sometime this week. Now, we do have economic data, I believe, coming out tomorrow. Yeah, we got... Nope, this is May. Hold on. Hold up. Wait. Yes. Housing stuff. Building permits. We got a bunch of Fed speaks. We had the tariff news today. Trump is, we'll just say, backing down a little bit on the tariffs, saying that they will be, on China, that is, saying that they will be significantly lower than they are now, but won't be 0. So, who knows what that means? But he said significantly lower. About an hour after that information went out, we got that last pump on Bitcoin. So we got housing data coming out tomorrow. We want to see that housing data come in. We want to see the new home sales come in higher than forecast, or at least at forecast. Maybe higher than forecast. Last month we were at 0.676 million, so that's like 676,000. We're forecasted for 680,000 new home sales. What did I say? 68,000 new home sales. 680. No, 680. Jesus. 680,000 new home sales. My goodness. Which one is this for? The sale of a new house occurs. This doesn't give me I guess this is a monthly one? Because this says new home sales month over month. This is as a percentage. So yeah, if this comes in higher, that would show that the economy's still kind of resilient. And we might see some new home sales considering all the government employees that have gotten laid off. Maybe. I don't think there's been 680,000, but it could be a not decent chunk of that. I don't know. We do have EIA crude oil stocks change, imports change, gasoline stocks change. Not really sure how impactful this stuff is going to be tomorrow. I think we'll be more of wanting to pay attention to Fed talks and all that stuff. See what they're saying. And but then Thursday is going to be your durable goods and your existing home sales. And Friday we will have retail sales. No, that's UK. No one cares about UK. Michigan consumer sentiment. No offense to my Londoners. But remember, all of the real news is coming next week. and maybe even the next 4 weeks might be a little turbulent. Okay? Loving the smell of roasted and toasted bears. Yep. Take that FVG, Asia. Think you're talking about this one. So yeah, looking for more upside, potentially, probably to that point of control. Okay. Yeah, right here. Let's do that. Up to that point of control. Getting above this high. Let's get a close above this high here. Preferably a weekly close above 95K. That would be amazing. Not necessary. Get a day or two in there, and I think it'll be all right. But after that, we could be looking at potentially a few weeks of chop before we would push back, continue the move to the upside. But I would prefer it if this thing just kept going, obviously. But that could be our first wave. We get a pullback to test this level here for wave 2. Third wave always breaks the high. Okay, so third wave would break the high, pull back, continue higher, and then we potentially hit that 130 level, 130K level that we've been discussing here on Markets After Dark. So that could be it. That might be the start of it. We've got the impulsive move. If we can complete that 5th wave tomorrow and then start the pullback, and then we just have to wait. Bitcoin during this time, as Bitcoin's going sideways, if alts start to run, this is going to be key. If we start seeing some alts starting to run in here, like some big moves coming out of the altcoins, that shows strength in the crypto market, and that would make it more likely for Bitcoin to continue to the upside. If we see alts kind of fade with Bitcoin, then the market's looking weaker than anticipated. But let's hope. Let's have hope. All right. Mike Vollmer, shout out to Mike Vollmer. Good evening to you. Thank you for showing up and showing out. Up only. All set. What's going on? Catalyst plays. H-bar TA. We'll go over H-bar. The Dusty Hunt. We've got lasers go pew pew. Saying that he loves the smell of the roasted and toasted bears. Yes, the roasted and toasted bears. ABC. Or bigger ABC. Maybe come down to that 50. And then continue higher, or just that. I think we need to have a longer period of consolidation so that that's a nice wave 2, and then we can get a nice bigger wave 3, pull back wave 4, and then wave 5, and then in the bull market in June or July for Bitcoin. And then we take a look at this. This, my friends, is what I was going over prior to the show. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly chart. Okay. Now, from this high to this low, that's the bulk of your altcoin market. Look how long that lasted. 5 weeks. 5 weeks, 35 days. This high to this low, 20 weeks, 140 days. Now, simple math says 5 times 4 equals 20. So 20 times 4 equals 80. But I did 40. Why did I do 40? Why did you do 40? Well, I wanted to be more conservative, because we see how quickly the majority of the altcoin seasons occur. So instead of doing a 4x, I decided to cut that in half and do a 2x from here to here, do 40 bars. And honestly, that looks way more likely to happen because altcoin seasons don't last that long. As brutal as an altcoin season as we are, bull market as this has been for the altcoins, which altcoins haven't really been in a bull market because of this right here. Bitcoin takes forever to do its bull market, and then out of nowhere it plummets, and that is when altcoins go crazy. This does not count because this was prior to the big altcoin boom, and Bitcoin was just falling off a cliff. But we can see the slow grind up for Bitcoin. If I just take a trend line and just move that across, that puts Bitcoin at about a 76-77% market dominance before it rolls over. Not saying for sure that's what's going to happen. Not saying for sure we're going to get an altcoin season. Not sure what the catalyst would be other than, one, all these tariffs, these stupid tariffs being removed, or at least we get some certainty on them, which we got a little bit today saying, all right, this trade war with China cannot sustain itself. We got to negotiate. We had to know that was going to happen, right? I'm so glad that it happened. But anyways, then what can we get potentially, not this FOMC, not the next FOMC, but the one after that? Rate cut. Market goes on its final big push. I don't know that it's going to last 40 weeks. It could last 20 weeks. It could last 10. This is just predicting time. It's not the smartest thing to do as a technical analyst. The biggest point that I'm trying to make here is that when it happens, it will be fast. It'll go quickly. And then it'll be over before you know it. 40 weeks is a long time, though. It's much longer than 20. Now, to be fair, this whole cycle right here, I mean, we were having altcoins running for 88 weeks straight as Bitcoin was just going sideways and just staying down here low on dominance. $40 is less than half of that. So it may not be straight line down, or it could be, but it could just be come down, down, down. Bitcoin at this time would just be up here and going sideways, maybe even not up here, but let's get in a little closer. Go to the daily. All right, let's mark this off again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the fourth wave tends to be a pretty long consolidation. It's typically the longest consolidation in the 5-wave move. Typically, not always. Typically. During this time is when we could see that first little blip on the dominance, like this right here. Bitcoin's just going, actually no, because if Bitcoin's going sideways and altcoins are pumping, then dominance would be falling. So ignore everything that I just was trying to say there. Just ignore it. Ignore it. Don't worry, I have not forgotten about the H bar. I see some congratulations. We bought a house. Contract signed and house listed off market. Woohoo! Congrats, Army Piper. Congratulations, sir. So happy for you and the wife and the fam. And yeah. Is it the one you showed me? Sorry, I had to get out of the desert. So yeah, hopefully whatever it was, I'm sure you bought the one that you loved the most, and that's awesome, man. Congratulations. And congratulations on your somehow to get that low interest rate. Nice. I'm glad that's the one. Cool. So yeah. Now, bearish scenario is we come down and we lose that value area low. Really, I don't really want to get a close below $88,000. We get a close below 88K. It's not good. Then this is probably just a dead cap bounce, and then we just roll over. So understand that is a possibility. We are still not out of the woods yet, and to expect a pretty hefty pullback, but I would be looking for expansion to the upside, even if it's just temporary for like 1 month. I mean, it doesn't take long. I mean, the Bitcoin dominance shows you how long or how short-lived altcoin seasons are, alt seasons are. And that was the point of me showing you this, is alt seasons are relatively short-lived, especially the biggest, most explosive parts of altcoin seasons. This is just when like you start getting rotation in the market. But the biggest moves right here, here, and potentially here, they're short-lived. And yeah, 40 weeks wouldn't, but remember, it's going to be looking more like this than it is just complete straight line down. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and just pull this over and just do this one instead. And do this 40 weeks right there. Beginning of 40 weeks right there. And there you go. And that puts you like at the very end of the cycle in March of 2026. So there you go. There you go. So we'll see. We'll see. H bar on the weekly chart. Let's go ahead and pick a different chart. Let's do Binance. All right. Oh, all right. Say it with me, class. H bar got a bounce off the what? 52-week SMA. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's just this level that I found. So H bar is getting a nice push up. Let's go to the daily and see. Ooh. Might be on the cusp of a breakout here. We do have some relatively equal highs that I would expect to get taken out. Let's take a looky here. All right. So we have not yet broken out of this downtrend based off of these highs. Go from this high to this high. So that's our first little breakout. We can consider that our first little breakout. We take in all of these highs, nice little breakout. So generally, overall, H bar is looking bullish. We are still below the zero line on the daily on our money flow. But we have pierced above the zero line with our trend fusion oscillator thing. Pi Bear returns on the morrow. Yep. So, push to the upside. We're above the zero line. That's looking good. Let's go ahead and turn on the market oracle. See where we are on our dynamic reactor. We are below the daily dynamic reactor still. Now, Bitcoin crossed above it, flipped it green. And if we come over to, let's turn this on. Let's turn on candle highlighting. Have we flipped green on our highlighted candles? No, we are still red on our highlighted candles, even though we are well above that dynamic reactor. Crazy. Get rid of it. So we still have that point of control sitting above us. So just watch that level, man. That point of control is gonna be a doozy. 96 350. 96 350. That's conservative, okay? 96 350. Watch that level. We have not turned green yet on our daily market oracle market oracle candle highlights. Sheesh. H bar broke out in the daily RSI. Okay. All right, so we've got the money flow curling to the upside on the daily, but let's go back to H bar. Sorry. Little squirrel moment there. My bad. All right, so yeah. Looking at this, the money flow still, we're still in the red. So we're not by any means really bullish yet on our money flow on H bar. But our true 7 has flipped towards the bullish side. So that's good. Let's back this up. So first breakout there, breakout above the zero line here. Still red on our daily candles. 12 hour, have we turned green yet on 12? Nope, still red, still below dynamic reactor. 4 hour. Oh, all right, we are green on our 4 hour. And 4 hour dynamic reactor. So this is what I would think we could be seeing across the board, okay? This looks like a classic reversal pattern to me. And this is on several charts, but I'd just be watching this level here. Candle closes, there we go. And I'll be watching that dynamic reactor. So if Bitcoin gets that push up to that 96.5, which I think will be the top of the current move, more likely than not. Once Bitcoin gets up there, altcoins follow suit. Bitcoin pulls back, so do altcoins on top of the accumulation range that they just broke out of. Dynamic reactor comes up here for support. If it holds and we get a push, long, imagine a long here with the stop loss down here and then to the upside. But breaking that macro downtrend is going to be key for H bar and any other chart that looks like H bar's chart. CRV continuing to move. Love my CRV. Looking good over here. Looking good in the hood. Good night, Piper. Have a good evening. Can't wait to hear your bearish takes tomorrow. They're so much fun. Absolutely love your bearishness. Okay. Chart Prime is saying we're not bearish, by the way. Except it is. We're above the dynamic reactor on the daily. Go down to the 12. How are we looking on the 12? Oh, we got a green candle on the 12 and a buy signal. Ooh. Ah. But again, key resistance. So this is going to be the level to watch tomorrow, okay? This is going to be the level to watch. We could even pierce through it, sweep these highs before we get a pullback, maybe even wick all the way up to 103 at the value area, or 102.8 at the value area high. I don't think that's what's going to happen because there's way too much volume at this level. And we can even tighten this up a little bit for the biggest little block in here. Let's do this. Let's get rid of that Market Oracle Pro, SMA. Let's zoom in on this. All right, so the most volume is right in here, where we get the two biggest candles sticking up. So from 96,181 to 97.21 per the Bybit perpetual chart. That's the level that I'm going to be watching. We could pierce through it briefly, but watch this level. If we cannot get a close above it, if we get a close above it, that's bullish. I would say that is bullish. We're much more likely to continue if we do get a close above this point of control. But don't be surprised if it does do that pullback before we see further upside. And again, if in that pullback we come back down and we take out 88K, then it's likely that this is going to be a dead cat bounce. So, Lambo candle soon. Spicy catalyst plays. What's going on? Lambo candles. All right. Well, first step is getting above that level there. It's plain as day. We got the biggest wave crest of the wave here. Biggest tsunami wave here. Just ready to smack us down. So be ready. Be prepared. 85K still in play. 85K is still in play. Technically, yes. And like I said, when it comes to 88K, I don't want to close below 88K. But if we get a quick wick down and then continue, that's fine. But I don't want to get a close below that 88K. We've broken this level. We need to hold that level. So, what was I talking about before this, or at the beginning of the stream, that I wanted to go over tonight that was new and fancy and stuff? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Let's go down to the 15-minute. All right, let's turn on the Market Dynamics Pro by Chart Prime. Shout out to Chart Prime. Get 45% off your first month. Link in the description box down below. Bam, 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 bam. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to turn on. What do you want me to say? There we go. So, I'm actually going to first, I'm just going to review this. So this one right here, so Market Dynamics Pro by Chart Prime. Oh, by Chart Prime. This right here is called. This is the sessions. So you've got the London window, which these are all just 15 or 45 or 30-minute windows. So the London window is 15 minutes. The Asia window is 45. The New York window is 30 minutes. And what this thing does, what it looks like it does, because I just looked at this for the first time today, but what it looks like it does is that it takes the low and the high during that time period stretches out price, and then it also throws out volume data within that range, within that time period. And I assume the point of that is to say, hey, we've got 2.374 thousand bulls here compared to 640 bears. That gives us a delta, or a difference, of 1.734 thousand bulls. We're just going to say bulls and bears for simple sakes, okay? All the profits for the bears is gone, and they got wrecked again. Ouch. Yep. Because a lot of this was short squeeze. However, we did see $4.2 billion in volume just on the IBIT chart alone, the BlackRock ETF. So, if you're curious where I shorted from, it was from here. I'm looking to come down to here, and then hopefully we'll reverse from there and finish this whole move up tomorrow. Wednesdays are typically reversal days, or can be reversal days, especially after big moves. So just remember that. Let's see. All right. So yeah, it takes the volume, the data within those windows, and then it plots you out these lines. And today, and it also gives you these signals. So today, and then I also have the dynamic reactors candle colors on, and for market structure. So essentially, these are colored for whenever you're in bullish market structure or in bearish market structure. They turn. I've got mine colored to my colors, this green and this purple. Let me go ahead and double click this, turn the wicks off so that we've got nice same color wicks as like they're supposed to be. All right, so market structure is everything. So, all right, London, what do we do? This is actually at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and at 8:30 or at 8:15, we break above that first bit of this London range, or this London range is from 4:15 to 4:30. 4:15 to 4:30, a 15-minute window. I don't know how they picked these windows, but we're going to see how these things, how this thing plays out. We're going to go into the replay mode here in a second, but I just want to go over what everything is real quick. So we can see London, we get these buy signals. Now, I think the buy signal after you've broken above the high is probably more prominent, if I had to guess. But we did get a buy signal within this range. Okay. So, but we got back-to-back buys. We got our second one by 9 a.m. or on the 9 a.m. candle, 15 minutes, first 15 minutes of the day. We're saying buy. We've broken above the London range. Maybe ride the wave to the upside. Now, for me, this is already breaking out and we're in the middle of a range, so I wouldn't like to get in this trade personally. But when you've got the momentum, sometimes you just got to ride that wave. Sometimes you just got to ride the wave and, you know, loosen that stop a little bit, but don't risk more than that 1% of your account, but loosen the stop. And if things go in your favor, you can add to your position potentially on pullbacks. Now here we see we're in this London range. We break out of it. First we break through, break back down within it. Then we break out again and get the buy signal. Then we back test the top of that. And then that's the low for the rest of the day. Coming in at 3:30. So the last 30 minutes of the trading day with, well, in that first 15-minute candle, from 3:30 to 3:45, we put in the low right before the close on the stock market. And then we go launching in the post market, of course. So, pretty neat indicator on that. Now, this indicator does do market structured, shows you chotches, change of characters, and break of structures, double tops, all that good stuff. Double tops. I treat double tops like equal highs and equal lows. Double tops and double bottoms, equal highs and equal lows. Those are liquidity pools that I expect to get swept. Now, let's go ahead. Let's put on replay mode. Let's go to Let's start on. Whoa. Let's start at, what did I say, that 4 o'clock was London's? All right. Oh, HBR created an elephant on the 1 minute chart. Its trunk is high, a sign that it's going to charge. There you go. R.S. Miller coming in with the fire. All right, so first thing I notice, all right. First thing I notice is I am hella confused. Okay, 4 a.m. This is the prior day. Okay, that's interesting. So it keeps running these until London starts again. All right. Here's Asia range. Still playing. We got a sweep of the high because we're only taking in the first 45 minutes of the Asia range, or first 30 minutes, one of the two. 45 for New York, I think. Okay, so London. All right, let's go ahead and pause. Okay, so yeah, see why they color code these. All right, so this is the first level. So we've swept it once, and then we came up, we swept it again. We pulled back. Let's see if we pull back to the order block that sits right below the Asia low. And then I wonder if this thing is going to continue to the upside from there. We have a loud order block up here. The candle's still purple, so it's not really sure about getting in just yet. New York. There's our New York. New York put in the loud order block. This is on the 15-minute. Tapping this low. Okay, so Asia's starting back up. Let's see. Asia, at the beginning of Asia, we sweep the London low. Previous London low, and we bounce. So that's interesting. Then we get a nice break of structure here. We get a displacement candle coming up into the order block, and yep, there it goes, takes that out. So this right here, breaking that level here, I probably would have taken a trade personally and then aimed for that high. And we get that, so that's pretty dope. This thing's actually pretty cool. Soft order block, sell signal coming below the low here, but our candles are green still, so it kind of negates everything else. Big sweep, then we come down. Wow, what a move. I think this one actually continues down because I think I actually traded this one. Look at that. Sell signal below prior to this sweep, and then shift to the downside. Sell signal first, then the displacement with the big candle turning purple, and then creating that loud order block, and then we push down to that soft order block all the way to the downside. So let's just see if we push down, we turn purple on our pullback up to our chotch level here, put our stop above the high, and then aim for lows. I would aim for this low first, and then I would tighten the stop. I want to get to at least a 2-to-1. I don't like to risk more than that, so. But there we go. And putting above the order blocks, probably just a good rule of thumb. 2% move. Not bad. Not bad at all. Break of chotch, pull back to order block, and then continuation. Yep. Continuation to the soft order block. Does it push up to the loud order block? Is it going to get there? Look at that. Nails it and then just drops straight back down to the next order block. Wow. This indicator is fire. Okay. So I'll definitely be playing around with this one. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to, well, yeah. I wonder, let me see if it lets me take off the labels. Nope. No labels. Not sure what this level 2 confirmation is. Go ahead and unclick it. Oh, I guess it's kind of a filter. Wait. Did it change because there's, oh, it changed sessions? Is that why? Is that, okay. Okay, yeah. Looks like it just filters that. That's good. So turn that on. Level 2 confirmation. Shout out to Chart Prime. Asia, sweep the low, come up, take the high. Green candles. Pop above, create an order block, bounce off of the order block, continue higher, aim for the highs. Does not get there. Unfortunate. But anyways, pretty cool Chart Prime stuff. Trying to play it out in real time. It's hard to my first time really going over it. So there's a little bit of a review, I guess. Doing a looking over in of the Market Dynamics Pro Plus by Chart Prime and its session windows and market structure and candle highlighting. So pretty neat stuff. I'll have to see. That's one thing I didn't do, was I wasn't really paying attention to these levels. It was moving kind of fast, especially for 15-minute candles. But I am very interested, like, because I love trading on the 1 minute. I love lower time frame trading. So I would love to see. And then I'll also want to see, all right, what's the midpoint of these levels? Like, do those act as resistance levels? I mean, it did here. Look at that. Let me turn this on. Premium discount. Nails it right there. Right in a fair value gap, too. I bet if I turn this on. Whoop. Oh, that's another way you can confirm things. Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. There we go. Market Dynamics. Let's enable fair value gaps. And it's going to put one right smack dab around. Yep, look at that. Smack dab in the middle of the fair value gap as well. So 50% of that Asia range. Is this Asia? Yeah, Asia. Asia range. Candles turn purple. We get a sell signal. We get the pullback into a key level, liquidity level, and then down we go. Take out the low. I mean, that's confirmation. That's how many confirmations? So first we end the Asia window. We push down. We get the sell signal. We always wait for further confirmation after a sell signal. We don't just enter on the sell signal, because if you enter on the sell signal, this is what happens. You get stopped out. So we always wait. These are always early, okay? We get to push up. Now, another thing to remember, as we're pushing up, what's happening with the candles? Staying purple, staying red. As we push into a fair value gap and the midpoint of the Asia session. Okay? That started off pushing to the downside. I'm going to have to look in to see if that's any significance too. You come down. Now we're usually looking for a sweep of the low so that we can see what happens next in order to take advantage of the move. Now, if this had come down, well, no, that would go lower. I'm trying to think of, and then we came up here, and then we got like a pullback, and we created like some kind of fair value gap in here, and then we got to push up and a push through. Then I would look for a consolidation of some kind right here, and that's when I would enter along and aim for that high. So, anywho, enough out of me. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's show and you were able to get something out of it, especially if you are chart prime curious. Yeah. Pretty awesome indicator. Pretty awesome these smart money concept types of things that they've been adding to it, and hopefully they continue to add some smart money concept stuff. It's pretty cool that they got those windows on there. Have I checked AVAX? Did you say AVAX? Did I miss AVAX? I will check AVAX real quick. Really quick. AVAX still purple candles on the daily. Let's actually turn the market dynamics off real quick. Let's turn this on. So yeah, we do have the high order block up here at $33.81. We have the soft order block sitting down here at $19.30, and another one just below that at $18.57. I would expect for we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So we're still sitting below the daily dynamic reactor. So that's pretty bearish. Let's go ahead and turn off the Market Dynamics Pro. We are red on our candles. There we go. We are red on our candles, and we are sitting below the dynamic reactor on the daily chart, and it is red. Let's see. But as most things, we are green candles on our 4-hour, and on top of our getting a bounce off of our dynamic reactor, which is bullish because this is what has been happening lately. We actually broke above, consolidated above, and on top of it, and then we're starting to get going. So looks like we might see a nice push up in AVAX here soon, maybe even tomorrow. Let's go ahead and check a look at our oscillator. It's not exactly, we're in overbought, We've got overbought signals in here. We've got reversal signals in here. We did peak out here on our True 7. Now, it's just showing that we do have some strength in here, and we are still sitting above the zero line, and we can still get another push. And if Bitcoin gets that extra push that I think it's going to get, and especially if Bitcoin, comes up, gets that extra push, everything else breaks out of their highs. Okay, Bitcoin gets that extra push to the upside, then Bitcoin goes sideways. As Bitcoin goes sideways, altcoins are able to push a little higher, and then once Bitcoin breaks, it'll break a low or whatever it is, and then once it does that and then it breaks out again, that's when we'll see the altcoins start to go back into pullback mode, or at least go chop sideways, and as Bitcoin steals the show. Because if we are in that if I don't want to get yelled at by Piper, if we are in that final blow off, final hoorah phase of the Bitcoin cycle, this is how it happens. But Bitcoin will be the dominator of the market until it peaks or it goes up to its last leg. So, Fran Gonzalez, thanks for that. Got a new follower. Nice show. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Fran. Thanks, Fran. I might name my kid Fran. Sorry, we're still coming up with boy baby names. We have a girl baby name. We're still trying to come up with boy baby name, because we're not going to find out the sex of our child until it is born. Yay. We do have a bullish. That's good. We do have a bullish divergence here on the daily chart of all things. But that has kind of led to this little move here. I want to get above that dynamic reactor. I really want to see, well, if this is the start of the move and not this, then it's okay if we do get a pullback off of this, okay? Because then that third wave can push higher. Now the macro, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the weekly. I love that LBC. Wait, what do you love? Oh, that we're not finding out? Oh, yeah. Yep. All right, let's see. Macro, let's see. All right, so, all right. AVAX has gotten a macro breakout, so that's good. We're on the 3-day chart. I thought I clicked on the weekly, but that's okay. Okay, so we revisited some bear market lows in here. We actually came down to this 3-day fair value gap. Look at that. 3-day fair value gap. And that's what we bounced off of. So next key level for AVAX is just going to be this high here. Bitcoin's already done it. I think it'll do it. I think everything will do it since Bitcoin's done it. $23. Well, let me actually make it 23.46, 23.24. So 23.46. Break above that, get a daily close above that, and we should see some further continuation. Let's go ahead and pull up a fixed range volume profile real quick. Taking this whole range. Okay, so we are above the point of control here, with our next big area of resistance being at $26.13. So I could see that break up, come up to that big volume level there. I never do like the really big stuff. I need to get better at that. Yeah, $26. If you break through that, there's pretty much nothing until you get to about 35, 36, 30, 35, 36, and then that value area high at 39.92. If you can break that on AVAX, then this thing might really get ripping. But this is one of the ugliest charts in all of the charts. I'll tell you that right now. This is one of the ugliest charts. This is so ugly. Ah. Oh, that looked better. Well, if we match the highs here, breakout. All right. Take these lows here, or these highs here, rather. Breakout. Okay. That confirmed that breakout. Here. Breakout. Retest. Push up. Question is, are we going to get a retest? Or is this thing just going to keep on keeping it on? Keeping it on, keeping on under keeping ons. QAnons. I did want to point out we got total 2 breaking out of a downwards trend as well. Or coming close to it anyway. Let's see, we're on the weekly, so I'll go by candle closes. Almost on the cusp of breaking out. Total 3 has broken out. Total 3 has broken out. This is all of your altcoins. So it's the whole market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Our others is everything outside of the top 10. We got a breakout there. Our total DeFi is on the cusp of a breakout as well. So we've almost got everything breaking out at the same time. And of course, we do have a breakout on our total crypto market. And our candles are nice and green and bullish. And guess what else is happening at the same time? We're getting a nice dump on USDT. I want to start to see that push to the downside. Real quickly, Russell 2000 trying to get a V bottom out. It's got to get above the dynamic reactor here. If we go to the daily chart, we can see that we are below that daily dynamic reactor on our Russell 2000. So we're not quite ready for full on risk on just yet. And we still might not be. Equal lows, don't like that. Those that know, they know. ES, ES, okay, came down to demand zone, look for trap traders. Now this one didn't put in equal lows, so this one could continue higher. I just want to see some continuation, man. It's continuation. Come up, break this high, break above the dynamic reactor, maybe even break a new all-time high, and then pull back and then continue a little bit higher. And then everything will be good. Bitcoin tends throughout history, doesn't break out into a new all-time high, typically, until after the Dow Jones and the ES take out their all-time highs. So remember that. We need these to get moving as well. Maybe not necessarily need to, because they could go sideways and like this and just chop. And during that whole freaking time, Bitcoin could be pumping. And then everything rolls over from there. So we are still in caution. I think that's my main point of emphasis tonight is going to be, I am cautiously bullish, very short term bullish, maybe not short term, like a month at least. I think if once Bitcoin kind of settles down, we'll have to see on Bitcoin's next pullback. We'll have to see what the altcoins are doing during that pullback, or if Bitcoin consolidates and just kind of chop sideways, what are the altcoins doing? What is Bitcoin dominance doing in that time? Where has Bitcoin dominance gone to? Has it peaked? Has it gone up to that 77% that I think is potentially on the table, or does it just get to 70%? Whatever it is, if we get that rollover as Bitcoin's chopping sideways and altcoins are really starting to get moving, then we could be in that final phase of the cycle, and it'll go by quicker than you think, especially the first few weeks. It's going to be first, I'd say, month to 2 months. It's going to be pretty intense if we get it. Not saying we will, not really sure that we will because of the macroeconomic environment still being pretty garbage. But it could be the elites, the power that bees, their last chance of getting out before the real big one. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe this correction was enough that we had. Maybe it was. Because, I mean, the markets and the economy are correlated. However, the economy is much slower moving than the markets, and the markets can sometimes be irrational compared to what the economy is doing. You could have down years in the middle of great economic growth, and you can have up years in contraction, in short-term contraction, or just contraction. So you don't. It's not 100% correlation between the economy and the stocks, but there's obviously going to be some correlation, because essentially the stock market is kind of a pulse on the economy in a way, and that's why you have the ups and the downs. We'll see if we can get going in here, because I mean, I'm just over here looking at this chart on the NASDAQ, and all this looks to me is like an ABC correction. Then we're ready for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse, possibly, potentially. That's your hopium. Because if it's not that, it's a dead cat bounce, and we roll over, and everything is effed. Which I still think everything's going to be effed. I just think everything's going to be effed later than now. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, way over my time. I do appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. I got to get to bed. I got work tomorrow. But mad love to you all. Thank you all for showing up and showing out. Thank you for subscribing to the channel if you are new. And subscribe to the channel if you are new and you haven't. Hit that like button on your way out. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, or radical morning if you're across the pond. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. Good night. Bye.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers, cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, I shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight.
Shout out to CJ Nis Straight Vaping. I didn't see you in the chat. Shout out to you, fam. Mad love.
Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets after dark where only brilliant shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance, where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide. Through the market storm or the market tide.
Shout out to you, Flat Smack. Mad love. Spacebound, baby. Let's go.
On the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From big tone markets soaring fast. Markets after dark to shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night.
We're gonna get so rich we're gonna be able to do our own Blue Origin fake CGI space thing ride. Love you.